Died in 2026, born in 2026. Welcome back, Ors, of course. When I saw this video pop up in my recommended, I checked his channel to see if he made any other FPE videos, and he did, but it's all just for these stupid AUs that I don't give a shit about. But it's okay, because at least we have this to check out. So I guess we'll watch, and hopefully I will have
Today we're
things
going to
to
look at
say.
every character in the Fundamental Paper Education series and rank them from most evil to least evil. And this time I'm going to
Good
start.
thumbnail. Well, I guess no one will notice because it would have been really small when it showed up on YouTube. You could have at least done a better job with the little white outlines here. I don't know.
From most evil to least evil. And this time I'm going to start off with the characters that I feel are pure evil, meaning that there is no
Okay,
redeeming them,
I
and
guess
work
that's
down to the
fair.
characters that I think are actually good in the series. Now, the first character that I'm going to put in the pure evil category is going to be Miss Circle. And just to save a little bit of time, I'm going to add Miss
Okay,
Bloomy and also Miss Thavel here as well, because I feel like these three
okay.
moved as a pack for a lot
Well,
of the.
there's also, I believe this is an old video, but there is also that one theory that Miss Bloomy probably felt bad for trying to kill Claire and likely feels regretful of her instincts or whatever. I'm not really sure if that's the case because they were already running around and they were scared of Alice when Claire opened her door, so maybe they were all just exhausted, including Miss Bloomy in that one scene. If anything, it's probably Miss Thavel that probably doesn't want to kill the students because of that one art where she just wants to be left alone for a while, so maybe she's the one trying to fight her instincts.
Miss Bloomy and Miss Thavel are pure evil for me as well, because even though we didn't see them actually take out any students, we know that if they could have, they definitely would have. I mean, we watched
Yeah.
them literally jump Claire.
Oh my god, the copyright. No. You didn't have to play the audio from the actual video. You could have just left the stock footage there. You could have just left the stock music.
Would have. I mean, we watched them
I
literally
guess maybe
jump
it's
Claire.
not appropriate for what's happening, but in that case, just choose different stock music or just, I don't know. I just think there's no need for
They
that.
also set up their lessons and their classroom rules to ensure that students couldn't succeed. I showed this in my last video, but I want to point out again the fact that Mrs. Bloomy's classwork looks extremely difficult, almost guaranteed.
So I mentioned this in the last reaction. I can't say I ever thought of the teachers in that way, but I guess that's a good theory. Because check out all this shit on the chalkboard.
And Miss Circle has classroom rules that say things like you cannot breathe in her class. It's obvious that these ladies are pure evil and they're just looking.
I think it's just it's supposed to be ooh scary, scary, scary. The others are probably the canon, I guess. I don't believe that Miss Circle would trust anyone to actually follow this to a T. I think it's just her trying to be
For a
scary.
reason to be able to hurt their kids. The next two characters I'm going to put in the pure evil category are going to be both Alice and Oliver. Both of these characters are somewhere between the ages of 18 and 20 years old and have no reason to be at this school other than to torment students. I say this because Alice doesn't even make an appearance until someone enters her room and she actually takes Claire out for her. And you would think that if she really didn't want people coming into her room, she would just lock her door. But I think that she actually enjoys being able to hurt people.
I mean, probably, who knows? I'm not sure. Well, I mean, there is art of her where she seems to enjoy causing harm or whatever, but yeah, why doesn't she just lock it? Is she a stupid idiot or something? Oh, full screen. I keep forgetting to do that. But something else interesting about Alice is this one picture of Claire, Anova, and Biscuit, and someone else where they're flying a kite, and then Alice appears a little translucent next to them, implying maybe they used to be friends. I don't know. Obviously, whatever they did beforehand wouldn't mean that what Alice does isn't messed up, but you know. It's something to think about. If anything, that should make you hate her more because in her mind, she's probably justified in causing harm to people because of so-and-so whatever events that occurred before. I don't know, moving on. And, oh yeah, and Oliver, he's just a chud.
Now, something else that I want to point out actually came from people in the comment section, and that is that Oliver and Alice may be a couple. Or at the very least, Oliver has a thing for Alice. Now, I originally thought
At
that
the
Katie didn't want
very
any
least.
shipping. Now, with the pure evil characters out of the way, we're going to go ahead and talk about the people who are wicked. And I only have two people for this category, and that's going to be Edward and Zip. Now, if these two students were just regular bullies, I wouldn't place them this high on the list. But these two are actually trying to hurt their peers or get them taken off the map completely, especially Claire, who they actually succeeded in setting up.
But
And
they're
I don't
like
really care if they are
not
kids,
as
I think that
evil.
they are more than old enough to know what they're doing. And even though Zip didn't
Yeah. Uh-huh.
put the exit sign on Alice's door herself, she was there when Oliver did it, but since Zip is still a kid, I'm not going to put her in the pure evil category. And even before Zip
No, that is evil. She did something knowing it could possibly get Claire killed. That is an evil thing to do. But whatever, she's just in the wicked tier, not completely evil. I mean, is he gonna bring up her relationship with Chip? That's not his name, but you know, her brother.
the fact that Edward went and got his drone so that he could throw Claire down some random hole was also pretty wicked, I would say. Especially when
Oh
you
yeah,
consider
that's
that
pretty
Claire didn't
cringe.
do anything to anybody. She was literally just vibing and seemed to be like a good kid. And as I said, the only thing that is keeping these two out of the pure evil category is because they are still minors, and I think that they still have a chance to kind of redeem themselves.
Yeah, probably. When you are young, that's the perfect chance for you to learn better. And I imagine if you don't learn when you're younger, it becomes older to break out of those habits that or whatever that you have. That's why you gotta teach them young. And that's also why you know.
Next, we're going to talk about characters that I consider to be bad, and some of you may not agree with this tier. I'm going to put
I'm
all
not
the rest of the teachers and the
Oh yeah, because I guess they don't really do anything about the teachers that kill students, probably.
principal in
I
this
think
tier.
that's what this is.
And before you yell at me, I know that technically Miss Emily, Miss Sasha, Miss Grace, and Mr. Demi are all considered to be good characters. But I honestly feel like they're not doing enough to help their students when their students are literally in peril. I mean, Miss Emily actually hears Alice chasing Claire down the hallway, and she just sits in her room looking afraid with the words, "All students are stupid."
It could be her being rude, but it could also be her just being like funny or silly with the kids.
And I find it hard to believe the other
You know,
teachers
like a
didn't have
little
any
inside
idea that
joke
their
or
students
something.
were being hurt or just taken out. I feel like they could have banded together to fight against the evil teachers in Alice. And the same
Yeah,
applies to Miss Grace,
probably.
who's the school principal.
They probably. I was about to say that maybe the nice teachers wouldn't stand up to the evil teachers because they don't want to get fired. But like also Miss Grace, she's not doing anything either. So I guess she's she's kind of bad.
She claims that she wants to make the
I
school
guess she's not that good of a person either.
a safe place for all students, but she isn't doing anything to ensure that those students are safe at her school. And I feel like as the principal, she should have some power when it comes to helping students. So I definitely wouldn't call these people wicked or pure evil. I don't think I can consider them to be good because any people who can just stand by and watch their students be harmed aren't good people. And another
I feel like using the word bad to describe them kind of implies that they do what they do for the selfish reasons. And of all people, I feel like Miss Grace is the only one who could possibly fit that description correctly, since she has the most power in the school and she makes all the big decisions. At least as far as we know, that Alice could be the real mastermind, but I don't know.
Another thing I want to point out about Miss Grace is that a lot of people think that she's working with Alice because in this scene here, we see that she has a piece of paper stuck
It's
on her
possible.
horn with Alice's symbol on it. Now, personally, I don't know what this means, but I don't think she's actually working with Alice. She looks too terrified here to actually be her accomplice. So while I do think it's a good theory, I think it's also just a coincidence. Now, while editing this video, I realized that I talked about Alice's symbol, and some of you may not know what I'm actually referring to. So when you go to the wiki, or when you go to Katie's Twitter, you can see Alice's name has like a triangle instead of an A. So that's what I mean when I say this symbol. And when you're looking at Miss Grace, her triangle on her head actually has 2 dashes through it, which is another reason I don't believe that they're the same thing. But if anybody knows more about
But
the
like,
symbol, you can
no, her Alice's little necklace thing. Look, it has the 2 little dashes. through the top of the triangle, and does she also have that in this
Actually be
version of her
accomplice.
design?
So while I do
Can we yeah, it's right there. It's right there. You don't have eyes, Ors, of course. You need Mr. Beast to cure your blindness. Alright, I guess that's it. But yeah, not a bad video. I feel like it was mainly just the section with the nice teachers that I probably would have changed personally. I also wish you said where it was stated that Ruby is so-and-so type of person. Anyway, that's about it. Let me know if there are other FPE video essay thingies like this that are not about fandom drama or just brief overview thingies like that one video that I made, and also that one video Ors of course made as well. Bye.